Miami Dolphins get 3 of their rookies on the all-rookie team, and some interesting thing from the Giants' new GM/owners press conference that I want to talk about real quick. What is up, Fin fans? Yes, 3 of our rookies are on the all-rookie team, the PFWA all-rookie team. We're going to talk about that, and then the GM of the Giants was introduced. Him and the owner had a conversation, a live press. I think it was a Zoom press conference, and they said some interesting things. And you might be asking yourself, why do I care about what the Giants have to say? And I'll get to that after we talk about that. But real quick, I want to shout out my guys at Backroom Collections. And I know the season's over, but they don't just do NFL. They do MLB, NHL, NBA. And, I know the MLB is dealing with some strike issues right now, but the NBA is going on. If you want to grab yourself some great stuff, it doesn't matter what team, sport, player you want, let them know. Backroomcollections.net. Grab yourself some. Use the promo code DDW. You get yourself 10% off. So go over, check that out. So, yes, the Miami Dolphins, 3 rookies, get on the all-rookie team. Javon Holland, Jalen Phillips, and Jalen Waddle are 3 first picks. So this year, Greer and Flores, again, we don't know who picked what, and I'm not going to sit here and say, well, Greer picked the good ones or Flores picked the good ones and then vice versa picked the bad. I'm not doing that. We don't know who picks what. We don't know the dynamic really of them. But I will say this, those 3 picks, fantastic. I understand that I don't like the fact that we traded our pick to the Eagles versus the 49ers pick, but that it is what it is. It does bother me every time the 49ers keep winning and have a potential get to the Super Bowl and essentially give the Dolphins potentially the 31st pick. But the fact that we hit on these picks, and you look at Waddle, right? He has the rookie reception record, not only for the team, but also for the NFL, beating Anquan Bolden, and he has the rookie yards reception record for the team. You look at Jalen Phillips, he has the team sack rookie record with 8.5. So he surpassed a lot of what people, during the beginning of the year, a lot of people were like, where's Phillips? I don't see Jalen Phillips. Why, is he a bust? Yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. He has performed fantastically, especially for a rookie. You have Mekhi Parsons, who had 11 sacks, I think, give or take. I'm going off the top of my head. But, Rousseau, a lot of people, saw he had 2 sacks against us. Oh, look at him versus Phillips. Phillips could have had a lot more. For one, if they didn't take him out and keep dropping him back into coverage. And he had 2 sacks that were just missed. And then the cleanup sack from, I think it was Agba, and Christian Wilkins had 2 cleanup sacks off of his pressure. So he could have easily had 10.5 sacks and had a very, very good year, double-digit sacks for a rookie. And then you have Javon Holland. Javon Holland is a complete beast for us at the safety position, field general, play him at the line of scrimmage, play him in the back, has a ridiculously high PFF grade, especially when it came to this draft class, top 10, top 5 in the draft class. So the Miami Dolphins absolutely hit it out of the park with their 2-1s in their first second. With Liam Eichenberg, it's his rookie year. I'm willing to see what he can do. I gave Austin Jackson 2 years, and he still hasn't really progressed to the point where I feel comfortable using an 18th overall pick on him. And you have Hunter Long, who we'll see if he pans out. But those top 3, you did fantastic, Greer. And Flores. Again, I'm not going to say who did what. Fantastic on those 3 picks, and something that the Miami Dolphins can seriously build around when it comes to this rookie class. Now let's talk about the Giants. And a lot of you guys, again, are like, who gives a flip about the Giants, Doug? I don't care about the Giants. It has no repercussions on me. And you're right, to an extent. Now, John Mara and I think the GM also had a presser today because the GM was introduced. And they said some interesting things. The first thing is John Mara came out and said, we are not trading for Deshaun Watson. Flat out said, we are not trading for Deshaun Watson. And you think to yourself, okay, well, what does that have to do, with the Dolphins? And this is what I'm talking about with the Dolphins, right? And how they're so, wish-washy with things. This is what Stephen Ross had to say at his press conference after moving on from Brian Flores, right? Literally, John Mara came out. We're not trading for Deshaun Watson. Flat out said it. You've never heard the Dolphins say that throughout the whole process of the rumors and everything because they were talking about it. But this is what Stephen Ross had to say, a few weeks ago? I have no plans. I have no plans. I have no plans, Ross said when asked if he's expected to explore trade options again this season. I have no plans. It will be up to the head coach in terms of what he does with the quarterback. I have no plans. He didn't say he's not. He just says, right now I have no plans. I have no plans. If you're not going to trade for him, just say you're not. Not I have no plans. And then they came out and they said this about Daniel Jones. We do feel that Daniel can play. We've done everything possible to screw this kid up since he's been here. We've been changing coaches, keep changing offensive coordinators, keep changing offensive line coaches. It takes a lot of responsibility. I take a lot of responsibility for that. But let's bring in the right group of coaches now and give him some continuity and try to build the offensive line and then be able to make an intelligent evaluation of whether he can be the franchise quarterback or not. I have a lot of hope in Daniel, and I know how badly he wants it. I know how the players feel about him. We are certainly not giving up on him by any stretch of the imagination. When have you ever... When have you... Oh, my God. I'm sorry. It's just hilarious to me. I'll try to collect myself from laughing. That is one of the most emphatic we are sticking with our quarterback I have heard. When have you ever throw some Chris Jericho in there for you, heard the Miami Dolphins, and I'm not even talking about Tua. When have you ever heard this organization say that about any of our quarterbacks? Chad Henne, Ryan Tannehill, Tua. You name any of these young guys that we drafted to build around. When have you ever heard any of that? But let's bring in the right group of coaches now and give him the continuity and try to build the offensive line and then be able to make an intelligent evaluation of whether he can be the franchise quarterback or not. I take a lot of responsibility for that, for the constant change. You know what Stephen Ross said? It'll be up to the head coach in terms of what he does with the quarterback. As I said before, I have a lot of confidence in Tua, but it's really going to depend on the next head coach and the direction that he wants to go at that position. And this is why I'm talking about it. Do you see the polar opposites of what the Giants said about Daniel Jones? Essentially, we keep changing coaches, keep changing offensive coordinators, keep changing offensive line coaches. I take a lot of responsibility for that. But let's bring in the right group of coaches now and give him some continuity. Stephen Ross. As I said before, I have a lot of confidence in Tua, but it's really going to depend on the next head coach and the direction that he wants to take the position. It's hilarious to me. Hilarious to me. Go back and watch my video talking about the dysfunction of this organization. Hilarious to me that the Giants are sticking with Daniel Jones. Now, I understand that they also said, but this was a different GM that's not with them anymore. They also said that they're not trading Odell Beckham, and they literally gave him a contract extension and then traded him. I understand that, you take anything that these guys say, from GMs to head coaches to owners, with a grain of salt. Listen, let me just real quick, sidebar. You could say either or with the sand salt, right? Because they're both very small, grains, minuscule minerals, whatever you want to say. Sand because it's a very big beach and it's small compared to the size of the beach, or salt because, again, it's small. You know what I'm saying. But it makes me laugh how emphatic the Giants are about sticking with Daniel Jones and how emphatic they are about not trading for Deshaun Watson. Now, does that mean that Brian Flores is going to be their head coach and it seems like Brian Daboll might be? It seems that way. Brian Daboll had a second interview. Brian Flores had one interview, and we all know from his time with us that Brian Flores, There's also, he said, John Mara asked bluntly about Deshaun Watson. We're not trading for Deshaun Watson. The allegations, salary cap, and all that exists with the situation is not the right fit for the Giants. It's the other thing. We talk about Brian Flores going to a certain organization and them going after Deshaun Watson. There's a lot of situations that are entailed with Deshaun Watson for where he's going to go. He has not been exonerated. He has not been cleared of anything. So the point of this isn't saying the Dolphins are going for Deshaun Watson, everyone can suck a butt. No. The point of this is to show the difference between a team backing their quarterback and a team having no idea what they're doing with their quarterback. That is the point of what I'm talking about right now. That is the point of Stephen Ross coming out and saying, as I said before, I have a lot of confidence in Tua, but it's really going to depend on the next head coach and the direction that he wants to take at that position. And the long paragraph that I will pop up again where they talk about Daniel Jones incredibly well, take blame for a lot of the missteps, a lot of the faults. I wish the Dolphins did that, regardless if you're for Tua or against Tua. I wish the Dolphins would come out and say, we kept changing head coaches. Not head coaches, but OCs. We kept changing offensive coordinators. Dolphins did the same thing. We kept changing offensive line coaches. Dolphins did the same thing. I take a lot of responsibility for that. I don't hear anybody in that organization taking any responsibility for having Deshaun Watson rumors going on, for not getting to an offensive line. You literally had veterans that would have helped this offensive line in Ted Karras and Eric Flowers. You didn't bring back Ted Karras. You didn't bring in Andrews. You tried to bring in Maines, who then you release and he goes and plays better for another team. You had a very good offensive lineman in that young Emmanuel. You let him go. He played fantastic for the Raiders. You had Eric Flowers in here. You let him go. He played fantastic for the Washington football team. You kept Jesse Davis at right tackle all season. Then the last game of the year, you put Jones in there. He played fantastic at right tackle. It took you how long to take Austin Jackson to put him at left guard? He still played like doo-doo butter there, but you don't own up to the responsibility that you gave him no offensive line. It didn't even hurt just him. It hurt Myles Gaskin. It hurt Savon Ahmed. It hurt Patrick Laird. It took until the third to the last game of the season, or fourth to the last game of the season, for us to finally have a 100-yard rusher in Duke Johnson, who had to run through tacklers. They didn't own up to any of it. At least the Giants did. But let's bring in the right group of coaches now and give him some continuity and try to build an offensive line that will be able to make intelligent evaluation. Now, again, you guys know how I feel about Tua. I've made a video, so I don't want to hear any of it. But the point of this isn't that Tua's our next guy. The point of this isn't we should go. Deshaun Watson is still available. The point of this isn't to say we should keep Tua or go for Deshaun. That's not the point of what I'm talking about. The point of what I'm talking about is the head coach, well, the GM and the owner, and the Giants emphatically sticking with their quarterback and saying and owning up to responsibility about putting him in a crappy situation and shooting down Deshaun Watson trades like that versus our organization, our owner, our GM, tiptoeing around the whole situation. Because you heard, the Dolphins want to build around Tua. I made a video talking about it. I made a video being upset that they're doing that they're handcuffing a coach to a quarterback that they might not feel comfortable with. Those news and that take came from a source. This came right out of the mouth of Stephen Ross saying, but it's really going to depend on the next head coach. I just find it funny. And I just wanted to come on here and talk about it real quick because I find it incredibly funny, the differences between two organizations. I just find it funny. But comment below. What do you think about us getting 3 rookies on the all-rookie team? What do you think about the difference between what the Giants owner had to say versus what the Dolphins owner had to say? Comment below, and I'll see you in the next one. I have a lot planned. We're going to start I think once February starts, which is next week, I'm going to start talking free agency. I'm going to start talking cuts, re-signs. I'm going to start talking, who we should target. There's certain players that are on teams, maybe, they get released. There's a lot going on. And I know Sean Payton said he's going to step away from football, and a lot of people are like, go after him. He's stepping. He didn't quit. He's stepping away from football. He didn't quit from the Saints. He's stepping away from football. Maybe next year, the Dolphins, if this doesn't pan out, they'll go for him. And also, Ravens just signed the defensive coordinator from Michigan as their defensive coordinator. Is Jim Harbaugh available? Hey, Steven, pick up that phone. Give him a call. But other than that, guys, I'll see you in the next one. But like usual, stay classy. If it's up.